Well, good morning, everybody, and what a Monday morning we have. My name is Richie, and we're here live for Musu.tv. Now, we've just had the Olympics. It was a great day to be British. We swept the board with the medals, bronze, silver, and gold. But today, we are talking platinum. And when I say platinum, I mean a platinum-selling singer-songwriter with her brand new album released in May, Fall to Grace, and a new single, 30-Minute Love Affair, that's out today. I'm joined by Paloma Faith. Hello, Paloma.
This is live. I can say anything. I could do anything.
Oh, I'll censor a bit like
Just
that.
stay tuned and you'll find out.
Okay, so today I am the presenter and the questions are by you. So we've got questions coming in live and we've also got some questions here. So, brand new single, 30-Minute Love Affair. I've got a question about that, and that is, what is the story behind it?
The story behind the song, I'm sure like loads of people who are watching, true fans, are probably bored of hearing this story. But it's about when I was 14 and I used to go out with my friends to Leicester Square because I couldn't get into nightclubs. And I used to sort of go and just sort of hang out in the street and go to the Trocadero
Like we
and
all
stuff.
did. With a can of cider.
No, I wasn't. I was always quite sort of...
Stone cold sober.
Yeah.
Sorry, I had to do that. That was shameless, wasn't it?
And I met this busker in Leicester Square who I thought was the most beautiful person I'd ever seen.
Was he fit?
He was beautiful, not fit.
All right, I'm sorry. Was he beautiful? Was he beautiful? I'm guessing.
And I don't know, I just spoke to him and sang with him for about half an hour, and then I was so captivated by him, but all my friends were like, come on, let's go. So I said to him, when can I see you again? And he said, I'm here every day. Come back whenever. So I went back on my own the next day to see him, and he wasn't there. And I went back every day for 10 days, and he was never there again.
I was lucky you didn't buy him a coffee every time you went to visit.
I know, and the song is kind of like a homage and a tribute to those encounters that you have in life where you're just sort of captivated by a person and blown away by them, and how sometimes it's better that you just leave it at that because they'll never become imperfect.
Yeah, so now you've got this lasting memory, and obviously you've dedicated a song to that person. So what do you reckon that he would say if he knew that you'd written a song about him? Should we call him John? Should we call him John? What do you reckon John would say?
I think he's probably more likely to be Jean.
Oh, Jean. Oh, well, I'm so common, and coffee on the underground and John. So
I wouldn't fall for something called John.
No, I never know.
Jean.
You didn't know it. Oh, Jean. Okay.
Jean-Claude or Jean-Michel.
So the new album, Fall to Grace, you say it's a homage to cinema. Can you tell us a little bit more about that? What kind of films you like and what inspired the album?
Well, I love all cinema really. I'm a bit of a film buff, but I've written a blog actually on my website, which is palomafaith.com, where you can read up which films inspired each song, but most songs have kind of a homage to them. My favourite film director is a Chinese film director called Wong Kar-wai, and he makes really beautiful romantic films about love and lost love, but the way it all looks is so classy and everything. I think he's had a massive influence on me. But then I'm sort of, really into... I really liked that film Drive. Oh. And I think this single, 30-Minute Love Affair, is sort of inspired production-wise by the soundtrack.
Yeah.
I took the soundtrack into the studio and was like, this is amazing.
Because you worked with Nelly Hooper on the new album, didn't you? Sorry, we got a live one coming in. I'm sorry, 2 seconds. Okay, so Fran Johnson on Facebook. What song first inspired you to start songwriting? That's a good question.
That's a brilliant question. Well, it's kind of strange because I don't think it was exactly a song that inspired me to start songwriting. It was more like I didn't really know that I was going to be a musician, and I didn't know that I was going to be a professional singer, but I just started singing cover songs. So there were a collection of songs that I was singing, like 50s songs, blues and rock and roll.
Love
from the 50s when I was in like a sort of covers band for weddings and stuff. And
a wedding singer?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that, girl.
And people just used to say to me, oh, these songs, like, you sound great singing them, but you should write your own. So I think at first, when I first started writing, I was inspired by those songs, and then it sort of is organically changing as I go along. But I'd say it was that experience of singing covers that really inspired me.
Okay, so as you know, we've got some live questions coming in, and also we've got some questions that you posted a little bit earlier. So I'm just going to cut to the cards right now. Now, Paloma, you have a super fan.
Oh.
Super fan, and I know she's probably at home going, oh, please, that's my
it's
question.
Lauren Green, isn't it?
It's Jade Danielle.
Oh, no, it's not. I know some of them.
Jade Danielle. Now, we have a little competition running. Now, Paloma at the end is going to decide who asked the best question, okay? So make sure you get your questions in, and you'll win a signed copy of the new CD.
And a chance to meet me on my tour of the UK and Ireland in January and February.
Yep. I knew that as well.
Show.
I'm so glad she's there. I'm going wrong, aren't I? So Jay Danielle wants to know. Well, first of all, she goes, "I love you so much. You are my favourite singer. What is the highlight of your whole life?"
Highlight of my whole life.
27.
My highlight.
You can say this moment, Paloma.
No, it would be lies. I think the highlight of my whole life was probably getting a record deal so far, because it was like the first time that I felt like I might have a career or a future, because I'd done loads of other things, like studied a lot, did a degree and a master's degree, and I was sort of a bit lost, and then I was like, what am I going to do with my life? I'm just working in retail and I've got all these qualifications, like a lot of graduates do. And then I got my record deal and I was like, I have purpose.
Yeah, I mean, that must have been an incredible feeling to know that somebody wants to take a chance on you and somebody thinks that you're...
It was a real chance,
Which you are, multi-talented, singer and songwriter. Not many artists can say that today, can they, with their albums? Okay, so most of the songs on Fall to Grace, are they based on real-life experiences? And that's from Sandy McKenzie.
Yeah, absolutely. They're all based on real-life experiences. I think some of them are kind of really personal, and then others are, like we spoke about 30-Minute Love Affair, that's about something that happened when I was a kid sort of thing, so it's not as kind of heart-wrenching for me. And then there's one in particular, Black and Blue, that's more of a social commentary. But they're all a response to things I've experienced. So even though the message of Black and Blue is sort of a bigger picture message, it's a response to, being around somebody at this point in time when I was writing who I thought was being a bit snobbish. So I wrote that song. Blood, Sweat and Tears.
What inspired that? Because you get, I was like, sweat, tears, blood, sweat. That was a little camp moment there.
It's my gay anthem.
Is it your gay anthem?
I think so.
Oh, I think so too. Okay, I'm just going to ask you, because your little shoe collection, I'm loving these shoes. You walked in a tracksuit with the red heels on, carrying the Olympic torch. How was that?
It was good.
Did you have a quick jog?
It was quite funny, actually, that moment, because it was like... the community was all out and everyone was waving and it was full of support, and this one actually old lady threw herself at me sort of screaming, who was about 75. There was this funny moment when I ran past this other lady who just went, "Should have been white shoes." And I just went, "That's the least of my problems," and just carried on.
You get your classics on.
Because I had red shoes on, and she sort of overlooked the fact that I'd completely defaced the tracksuit.
Yeah, but it's a new fashion that starts right now. It is now acceptable to wear stilettos with a tracksuit. Right here. Okay, we've got another question.
When wasn't it?
When was it? I don't know. I don't tend to wear it.
I saw Penelope Cruz once wearing a tracksuit and high heels.
Really?
She looked hot.
I don't think I'd pull it off, to be honest. Yeah. Okay, so another live one coming in, and this is from Twitter. We have Carly Dixon. If you could be anybody on Earth, who would it be and why?
Oh, that's a really good question. I think...
You've stumped her.
Oh, sorry. It's just there's so many amazing people. Oh my God. I'm just going through all these names.
Carly Dixon, what have you done?
Who would I be? I would be... I think maybe Nelson Mandela.
Oh, power! Wow.
Because he had such a huge impact on making the world a better place. Like, it was terrible what was happening in South Africa at that time, and he sort of, you know, really stuck to his guns and was so kind of passive and anti-violent and, you know, really sort of fought out in a non-violent protest, and I think that's so admirable. So I'd like to have that kind of ability to sort of contain my natural instincts and just actually fight for a bigger picture. I think it was quite a selfless thing that he did.
She started off stumped, but that is an incredible answer. And wow. Okay, so Rosie Goldsmith coming from Twitter. Hello, Rosie. Which song from Fall from Grace do you have the strongest emotional connection
to? Grace, darling.
To.
Right, let's get rid of him. I'm
I'm short-sighted. I'm reading off a cue card. All right. All to Grace. I know the song. What am I on about?
Strongest emotional connection. I think probably Streets of Glory is the hardest song for me to sing, and probably the hardest song for me to speak about, which is why your next question is going to be, what's it about exactly? And I'm going to say I'd rather not say.
Okay, it must be deep and emotional, so we won't go there.
But it would be a bit of a can of worms if I brought it out. But it's quite hard for me to sing that song, and it's quite a sort of harsh thing to say as well, to have to be driven to the point where you're saying, or what I am saying, maybe you don't know, is that we will see each other when we're dead because we can't get on while we're alive. It's really sort of harsh.
Okay.
But there are some nasty people out there.
Oh yeah, isn't there just? Okay, we have a Facebook question. We have Eleanor Pollard. If you had a time machine, would you travel forwards or backwards in time?
I think everyone probably knows what I'm going to say. I think I'd go backwards. I'd probably be miles more successful if I went backwards, I think. If I launched my pop career maybe in 1954 or something.
Is that because of the genre that you're singing
maybe.
In that time?
I think they'd sort of, people would just like my voice
embrace
more.
It more, yeah, because you're very, 50s jazzy. I think, I look at you and I think you really remind me of a little 50s pin-up. You'd look amazing on a tattoo. You really would.
I'd love to be.
Okay, we'll go back to the questions that you submitted a little bit earlier for Paloma. I really want to know, what is your opinion on wearing fur? And that's David Redmond.
Yeah, I've had quite a lot of people ask me that because I wore a faux fur stole, which I had made on the cover of Picking Up the Pieces. And I wear sort of, every time I wear fur and I'm seen in fur, it's fake.
Right.
But I do tend to try and look for like good fake fur, like real looking-ish. You can't get it exactly right, but quite good. So my opinion is that I would never wear real fur. Mm-hmm. And I sort of get upset when people think I did.
Paloma Faith, kind to animals. You heard it here first
Except
on music.tv. She does eat them though. Oh yeah. We've got to love a good burger, haven't you? I'm an animal. Oh God, I've been bitten by a... Love it. Okay, so another one coming in, and this is a Facebook one. What is your biggest musical inspiration? That's from Jane Collins.
I think it's a person. I think Etta James is my biggest musical inspiration.
The classics, isn't it?
Yeah,
definitely.
her voice and like the vulnerability but power in it is something I could only aspire to be. Like, I think she's the best that ever lived.
I think you're on your way, to be fair. Okay, and we're going to go back to our question cards. Okay, so I know that Jay Danielle is probably sat at home itchy because she's obviously a super fan because all my questions are from you, apart from a load of others.
She's in with a good
coming
chance then,
She's in with a good
isn't
chance. Super, super, super fan. So, who is your favourite singer or what is your favourite band?
Well, I sort of said my favourite singer, Etta James, but
Band.
maybe current, because sadly she passed away. I think at the moment, well, Amy Winehouse was amazing. And then band-wise, Who do I like? I'm a big fan of the Noisettes. They've got a new album out, and the lead singer was my old flatmate, so I've seen them grow and stuff, and I'm always supporting them.
Good. The Noisettes. Okay, going back. What is the most beautiful thing you have ever seen? And that's from Georgie Alice Malinder. The most beautiful thing you've ever seen? Apart from the busker.
I think one of the most beautiful things that I've ever seen that comes into my head was once I was on a bus in Angel, and it was at a time when all the businessmen were like flooding in a certain direction, and there was this lady, and she may have been mad, but from a distance it looked beautiful. She had like really, really long hair, and she'd taken her shoes off, and she was like just spinning in a circle with her arms up to the sky, like just looking up, and her hair was wild, and all the businessmen were just flooding past her and ignoring her. And it just looked like she was sort of beyond, it sort of looked really symbolic, like she was sort of countering the kind of control that society has over people to turn up at work on time and wear this suit and be appropriate and all those things. And everyone seemed so stressed except for her, and she was just free. And I found that quite poetic, but she probably got sectioned shortly.
Actually, I'm looking at that now. And you know, like city people and people. I'm not saying everybody's stressed that wears a suit, but there is that kind of
whole
like
grey suit
urgency.
thing.
Yeah. So, or maybe I'll try that. You might see me in St Paul's later.
Barefoot, yeah.
Okay. If you could have written a song, not your own, one that was out this year, which one would it be? And that's from David Redmond.
I think Someone Like You.
Wow. Yeah.
Adele. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
I know all the words.
Loads of angst
It's
behind
my
it and pain, isn't
karaoke
it?
song.
Is it you? Paloma Faith does karaoke. You might see her down the Feathers one night doing an I Will Survive. You never know. Again, it's an exclusive on music.
People always complain when I pick that song as well, because they're like, it's not fair, you'll be able to do that well. Do something difficult.
Do you know what my song is for karaoke?
What?
One Way or Another. Blondie. I get to rock it out. Oh, I try anyway. So you're a karaoke queen. Is there no end to your talents? So what do people do when you're up there and they say, and coming out, our next singer is Paloma Faith?
Oh, I
Is
only do it when it's in the booth.
How are we meant to compete with that? Oh, you don't do it in the pub in front of everyone?
No.
In the booths? Is that the little ones in
private
Leicester Square?
ones.
Where you can have like a Chinese or you can eat buffet for $5.99 and then you go and sing your heart out after you've had a few sakis.
It's
Is that the one? Oh, I'd love to join you on that. A couple of sakis.
But is it Chinese?
Spring roll.
I think it's
don't know.
Japanese. You're getting your
I'm useless, aren't I?
cultures mixed up. It's a Japanese thing, you know.
So, she's a bit of an actress. Listen, she's picking on me. Paloma Faith is picking on me.
I'm just illuminating your ignorance.
Get them shoes off. Okay, so because you're a bit of an actress.
Yes. Bitchy.
By name and nature. When will you be in another movie? When can we see you next in a movie?
When somebody lets me through the audition phase.
Well, what kind of movie would you want to do? You know, do you want to do high action? Do you want to be kicking people in them heels?
I'd love to be a
do you want to be-
superhero.
Not a screen siren. I thought you'd be like an Elizabeth Taylor.
Yeah, both. And ethereal, Tim Burton stuff.
So a crazy screen siren that likes to kick and chop people.
Yeah.
Fantastic. What should we call you?
You can name me.
What should we call your superhero character? Paloma Pot Chop.
That's good.
That's good. I like that. Paloma Pot Chop. I think I'm getting quite close to myself, actually, aren't I? Okay, we've got another one coming in from Twitter. It's Evie May. What three words?
She's a super fan.
She's a super fan.
I know
Hiya.
her.
Do you want to blow her a kiss?
Hi, Evie.
Hiya. Okay, so what three words would you use to sum up Fall to Grace? Fall to Grace.
3 words. Tragic, cinematic, romantic.
Oh, it's like the old black and white cinema. Is that where you drew the inspiration from? You're like, well,
Yeah,
this-
a bit.
Oh, I love that. Who's your favourite old-time actress? Are you a Marilyn or
I
you were
love
Elizabeth
Marilyn
Taylor?
Monroe. She was just so endearing.
Gorgeous and cut short, wasn't she? So, okay, Paloma Pot Chop. What is your favourite book? And this is by Hebe Stanton.
I think my favourite book is called Immortality by Milan Kundera.
Really?
Who wrote The Unbearable Lightness of Being, and it is kind of life-changing. It's one of those books where I read it and my whole outlook and attitude to life just relaxed, and I felt freer than ever before, but I can't exactly remember the plot. Although I do remember the opening few pages, which is like about this old lady in a swimming pool, and as she turns to wave at her friend, this lifeguard sees youth in her eyes and is reminded or realises how she would have been as a young girl. It's so beautiful.
Is that the same old lady that shouted at you, "There should have been white shoes"?
No.
No. All right, so don't forget we are running a competition to win a signed copy of the lovely, lovely new album, Fall to Grace from Paloma. And so submit your questions, and Paloma at the end will be picking out who the favourite question was from, and you get a CD. Woohoo!
And you get to meet me.
And
He keeps forgetting.
No, I'm getting to that. I'm trying to read a cue card at the same time. And don't forget the competition, because it's separate, Paloma. It's a separate competition.
Oh, I thought it was both. Sorry.
Okay, so the competition launches today on muzu.tv to meet the lovely Paloma Faith. So where do you think you'll be in 20 years' time? Oh, don't forget, if you want to enter the competition, it's muzu.tv. Where do you think you'll be in 20 years' time? And that's from Gemma Brown on Facebook. 20 years, you won't be popping your boob out in Istanbul, will you?
Well, no, I would have probably done my breastfeeding by then, wouldn't I?
I'm talking about the Boobgate, Madonna.
Oh.
Well, at least we know she'll be raising her children in the best possible start.
I'll probably have children in 20 years. And I'd probably stay in London because I'm a real Londoner through and through.
Hackney born and bred.
Yeah, but I don't know. Hopefully I'll be comfortable. That's all I really want. I don't want to be like excessively rich, just comfortable and like able to live a nice life and, still be spontaneous and go abroad. And
when do you think enough is enough on terms of like longevity of career? Do you think you should keep going on for as long as you can until you're forced to stop, or until you lose fans, or do you think you should do what you want to do, make your mark, and then leave when you feel satisfied?
Well, I aspire to have a career like someone like Madonna. I mean, that's a very well executed career, isn't it? Because she's consistently inventing herself, and like all those albums have come out and she sort of never really goes stale. It's like she's still just as exciting as at the beginning, so
because obviously critics can be harsh, and they're like, "Oh, Madonna should stop now." Well, I think if you're getting to a point where you can still continue and you still got your fan base, one day you're going to be too old, you can't do it. So I say keep going until you can't do it anymore. All right, so another question in. This is from Marie Jones on Twitter. What was your favourite music when you were growing up?
I think when I was really young, my mum listened to a lot of Motown, and I used to love it because she used to sing and dance in the front room, and
Tamla Motown hits.
Yeah, like Temptations and Four Tops and stuff.
Martha and the Vandellas.
Yeah, loved all that.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, so I found that exciting. Like my mum has got an amazing energy, and she always made life seem like a celebration. She'd be like, "Put the record on!
Now!
We're dancing!"
Do you know, what was your favourite Motown single? Mine's Think by Aretha Franklin. Every time I hear
amazing.
that, I'm like, I'm up and you better think.
Four Tops was, I remember one from my childhood that went, and I don't know what it's called, it goes, "So sweet as a honeybee, but as a honeybee sting, you're gonna left my heart in pain all my life.
Keep going.
Think your favourite song.
Oh, I do know it.
The one night. Same old song.
Yeah, it's just the same old song, but with a different meaning since you couldn't
Yeah,
go.
you're
Yay! No, you're good. Good. Okay, we've got another one coming in from John Lou. I think you pronounce that. Is that John Lou? Yep, this is from Facebook. Did you always want to be a musician when you were younger? Or did you think, no, I want to be a vet? Because I wanted to be a spaceman.
I wanted to be a vet really early on as well, like everybody else. But I never thought that. No, what I did sort of know from very early on was that when I was on stage, I wasn't shy anymore because I was really mute, nearly mute as a kid. Like I was so shy, you wouldn't have recognised me. Like to the point where I couldn't even ask the teacher if I could go to the toilet. I was
Really?
so scared, and used to ask a friend to ask for me. So the first ever play that I was in at school was when I was 7, called Dinosaurs and All That Rubbish, and she gave me the lead role, and I was like the head dinosaur, and I had to roar around.
I was going to say, don't tell me the head lead role, sorry, was rubbish. I was just a crisp packet.
No. And I think ever since then I realised that I wanted to be on stage, and that I felt like uninhibited on stage, strangely, and I still do like feel a lot less self-conscious when I'm on a stage than in sort of everyday life.
So if you could give like some advice to people at home that are maybe a little bit timid, a little bit shy, but they have it in there, because you know when it's in you to perform, what would you say to them if they're like holding back?
Well, I think what I did to do it was just forget who I was and sort of become somebody else almost. And I do it every time I walk on stage. I feel like I just step on as a sort of super uninhibited and unself-conscious person, and then it all comes flooding back as soon as I get off.
Well, that's the best way to be, though, isn't it? I mean, because on stage you're fantastic and you're such a natural. So we've got another one coming in. We have Amy Flo on Twitter. Amy Flo, hello Amy. What is your favourite and worst thing about touring?
My favourite thing is obviously going on stage every night, because that is the reason why I do this job in the first place. I'm not what they'd call like a studio recording artist. I think I'm like a real live act. So I make the album so that people can go out and buy it and learn all the words and sing along with me, because there's nothing better than that. And then my worst thing about touring,
is it the travel?
Do you know what? I love sleeping on the tour bus. I've never ever slept so well in my life. It's like being rocked to sleep, like a baby.
So that constant noise, that. So
I
I used to fall
love
asleep
it.
with the Hoover.
It's like a baby.
Mum would be hoovering in the front room saying, "Get your legs out." I'll be like, because there's a certain warmth. It's like a fuzzy feeling you get, isn't it, when you can hear something in the background going.
But then the worst thing's probably, it's just really hard to like eat healthily and things. Like you end up walking about with a guilty conscience all the time because you've just stopped in a lay-by.
I saw a picture of you with some cupcakes in America. But where have they gone?
I try,
Nowhere.
but when it's in front of me, I eat it. That's the problem. So stopping in like motorway stop shops or whatever they are,
it's hard.
It's in front of me. But if I'm just like at home, I'll go, could I have some sushi and some fruit, please?
Nah, we want pies. Okay, we're going to be wrapping things up very shortly, so I'm going to go to...
Oh, it's gone so quick.
I know, it always flies when you're having fun, doesn't it? If you could have any animal as a pet, what would you have? And that's Simon Broadbent on Twitter.
I would like to have a white tiger.
It couldn't have just been a chinchilla or something.
I'd like to have helpers to help me look after it though as well. But I would like to take it for a walk on a lead in the park.
How on earth would you do that?
Amazing.
In stilettos. Okay, so what's your favourite question? Peter White, because this could be a favourite question, from Facebook. Can you tell us your favourite joke? And then you've got to choose a winner.
I've got a really useless joke, but it is my favourite joke because I have a very stupid sense of humour.
Go on.
You're not going to laugh, you're going to groan, but I love it. Okay. So a man goes into a pet shop and he says, hello, can I buy a wasp, please? And they say, we don't sell wasps. And he goes, well, you got one in the window. So bad, isn't it?
Oh, it's so bad, it's
silly.
Good. I'm going to use that, if you don't mind. I'm going to use that one. I've got no clean jokes, I think. Okay, so for the CD, we're going to ask the lovely Paloma to pick out what was the favourite question. In your own time, love.
I want to go with the Jade. Was she the Uber fan?
Yeah, Jade Danielle.
Yes.
Jade Danielle, you have won a signed copy of Fall to Grace by your favourite singer, Paloma Faith. Let's give her a round of applause. Well done, well done, well done. Okay, so that one was I love you so much. who are your favourite singers. Okay, and don't forget we've got a separate competition to meet the fabulous Paloma Faith face to face, don't forget. So if you want to know more, pop onto muzu.tv. I've been Richie. It's been a pleasure being with Paloma. We'll see you next time.